Everybody, Brendan here. I'm an American who moved to Sweden 5 years ago and lives in Skåne, which is the southernmost county of Sweden. I'm trying to get to know Sweden a little bit better and visiting all the minor towns around this beautiful country. Today, we are going to Simrishamn. There will be a little bit of voiceover off and on throughout this video, as well as a few little surprises, both for you and for me. And when I traveled here, I did as I typically do. I don't research anything about the town. I just go there on the train and see what attracts me and try to get lost on purpose. I took the train from Malmö, which is where I live, and there is now currently it's called Sommarsbiljet, which is a discounted price for train tickets for the entire county of Skåne. So I figured I better take advantage of that and see as much of Skåne as possible. By this point, I was famished. The journey to Simrishamn from Malmö, counting buses and trains, took me about 2 hours. So by this time, I thought, okay, I need to eat something. I had looked up different restaurants in the area, and I found a place that served authentic Italian pizzas. And it had great reviews. So we're going to go there. But first, let's look around and see what else we can find on the way. I found this amazing church. I hope the bells work. That would be really cool to get a listen to. honest thoughts on Simrishamn. It's very different compared to my last town visit, which y'all got to see hopefully, which was Kristianstad. I feel like it's a lot more life here than Kristianstad. It's very clean, very cozy, very well maintained. There is another interesting nuance observation. Oh, sorry. Sorry for that. That was exactly what I was going to talk about. Uh, Huge difference I notice here compared to Kristianstad. People are so friendly here. And it's kind of taken me off guard here because after being in Malmo where people don't want to be bothered, and of course there's exceptions, but generally speaking, you try not to bother people. They don't want to like talk to you and that sort of thing. And so I try to, respect people's privacy and that sort of thing. So it's like the first thing I notice is people greeting each other. So I go to the restaurant to get pizza and like I try to respect everybody, and I realize generally speaking, a lot of people that are not from Sweden, they think Swedes are very cold. I'd say they're just complicated. I wouldn't say necessarily that they're cold. It really depends on the person. But if you compare the culture here in Sweden to, say, Latin America or Asia or Africa or United States or whatever, there is a huge difference here in these Scandinavian countries with people being private, not talking to each other. So it's like I've tried to adapt to Swedish culture and just tried my own business to keep to myself, don't talk to strangers. And the funny thing is, it's like I'm so used to that. So then when I go somewhere new, I have to adapt to the culture of the city I come to. So, people who weren't talkative or friendly or whatever, when I was in Kristianstad the other day, and I'm fine with that. Then I come here and I'm sitting there eating pizza, and like people are coming in like, hey, 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 and it like I felt so rude because I'm so used to being like normal Swedish, the typical what people think Swedish people act like. It's like it's different. It varies from city to city. So I'm sitting here recording, and a woman just came up behind me and let me pet her dog. Like she just started talking to me, and we talked for a good 5-10 minutes, and she gave me some really good tips on where to go, which is where we're gonna go next. And that's the thing that I'm noticing. And the weird thing is, so it's like, so a couple people greeted me in the restaurant, so I made sure. So like I was like trying to just copy the culture here in the city. And so then like next few people came in, and I'm like, hey, and they just like, that, and they don't, and I'm like, hey, just trying to be nice. It's like, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's just their neutral look. They only smile when they're have something to be happy about. And so I asked her about it, and she's like, well, there's some people that are kind of like, have their noses up to the world. But she said we try to keep it friendly here in Simrishamn. So I told her, so it's very pleasant. It's I'd say 50% of the people here, they greet you when they walk by, they smile, 50% stare at you. They're probably not from around here. Those people are probably from other cities. But I just had to mention that's one of the big things that's standing out to me. And that's what I'm doing is I'm going to these cities in Sweden. I'm trying to compare and see how it varies. And one thing I'm learning is you just can't say all of one country is the same. Just like you can't say all Americans are a certain way because you met one American and they were a certain way. But it's like there's a whole gamut, a whole spectrum of how people behave themselves, just like here in Sweden, from one city to another. And it could be even in the same city, but different parts of town, people behave in different ways. But there are some overlappings, of course, they're not going to be real loud and boisterous like in some cultures here. They're going to kind of be a little bit more toned down and keep their voices down and try not to disturb other people. So anyways, let's keep walking. I love all those purple flowers. I don't know what they're called, but they're just like growing wild by the seashore. And you can see the ocean or the sea right there. I actually think these might be the same flowers that I saw when I lived in Alaska. They had, I think, the state flower. They look similar. Nothing but sand as far as the eye can see, all the way up to the sea. It's awesome. So I have a question to you Swedish people. I'm trying, and I don't want to do this in a way that makes y'all think that I'm being critical or not humble. I'm just trying to understand cultural differences and understand you guys better. So I understand that Swedes value being in nature, alone time, privacy, respecting boundaries, which is another reason why people think that you guys are cold. But in actuality, y'all are trying to respect each other's boundaries, and not be a bother to each other, and I totally get that. So this just absolutely breaks my heart, when I see this, when people just have total disrespect and just trash up the places. It's like, come on people, this is Sweden. We don't do this here. So I have to keep awkwardly pausing the video because I know in Sweden I'm trying to be respectful for people's boundaries. And so my question is, I don't understand the camping situation. So it's like Swedes want to be alone, they want to be in nature. They don't want to engage with people they don't know. They appreciate the privacy and boundaries. But then you'll have hundreds of people camping in tents and wagons 1 or 2 meters from each other on flat grass by the sea. And I'm like, so I want to understand that. Help me. Because for me, as an American, it's too much. I couldn't do it. I could not. If y'all been following me on my other videos, I'm trying to figure out how to camp because I've never done it before. I'm trying to find camping places that there are no people. I could not stay. I would just stay home. I would not find that relaxing, being in a tent a couple meters away from the next tent next to me and hearing noises and people playing music. And so I don't find that entertaining, but apparently Swedes do. And I want to understand how that works. So explain to me in the comments. I'm all ears. Like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just truly trying to, it seems like a contradiction to me. So teach me, people. I want to learn. This is what I value. Nobody here. Oh, it's so peaceful out here. I'm really enjoying doing these travel videos. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm not gonna move the camera. We have a little surprise for us here in a little bit. Y'all see it here in a bit, but I just want to say I'm really enjoying these videos, getting to learn about different parts of Sweden. And right now I'm kind of confined to Skåne. I can't really go beyond Skåne, because of work and stuff until I have my vacation. So eventually, I can spread out. And those of you that have been following me also know that I'm here on a temporary work permit for the last few years, and I won't have a permanent residency for another 2 years because of all the law changes and stuff. And so because of that, I'm kind of in a situation where I can't leave my job. I mean, I could, but it's going to make life very hard. But once I'm a permanent resident, that would open up the door to traveling more. You maybe do staff nursing, and then I could explore more of Sweden, which is really what I wanted. But we'll see with all the new law changes. I'm not sure it's going to be possible, but we'll hope for the best and see what the future holds. All right, so we're walking up to a surprise you're about to see. almost like marble. It's so smooth. These are huge rocks. Check out how tall it is. The video doesn't do it justice. And this is holding the phone level. And that's going with the steepness of the hill. It's amazing. So if I kept going that way with the water, just went straight, I'm either gonna run into one of the Baltic nations or a part of Russia, an exclave of Russia. There's nothing in between. Ten o'clock at night now, time to go home back to Malma. Thanks for watching and hanging with me. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It helps me out a lot. We're 2/3 of the way towards my goal of 10,000 subscribers. Where should I visit next? See you in the next one. Take care.